Well, hi again, you guys. Welcome to another edition of Curtis Collects Vinyl Records. It's great to be back. Thanks for your patience. Since the last time I made a handful of these episodes, I've had some new subscribers. So if you're new here, thank you for subscribing. If you just want to come in and watch whenever you care to without subscribing, that's totally cool too. The setup is my record room here down in the man cave. We've got many thousands of records all available to play. We play them all. They're not just museum pieces. They're worn, they're used, they're from the vinyl era. I have just a couple of these repressings that have been coming out recently, maybe from Simple Minds, or I just got the Elvis Presley double live album from his comeback concerts at the International Hotel. Maybe we'll talk about or play that one later on. So I'm a record collector and fan. I'm not really an expert. So down below in the comments, if you want to chime in on something, that's totally acceptable. So we're going to do another one. I'm sure I've talked about Gordon Lightfoot down here before, but since my very good friend Radio Dave, RD the DJ, gave me his collection of Gordon Lightfoot records, a massive stack here. I don't know, there might be 15 or 18 here. This is what is known to be the entire collection of all of the LPs that Gordon Lightfoot put out. And randomly, I picked an album I wasn't even familiar with. It's called Old Dan's Records. We're going to play the first track on that, and it's called Farewell to Annabel. And I like the way it sounds. So you'll know right away, very familiar with the great Gordon Lightfoot. But like we do on when we make these, we'll go through and I'll give you sort of a show and tell of all the rest of these great records. And the covers, especially, by the great Gordon Lightfoot, that were given to me by Radio Dave. If you want to check him out, he's got a wonderful podcast called Rare and Scratchy Rock and Roll. You can find that on all of your podcast delivery services on the internet, Spotify, Apple, all the programs that launch and play podcasts. So check him out, Radio Dave, with a great series of podcasts about what he's passionate about, which are the rare records that you may have not been familiar with. You certainly might know the artist, but he really digs way deep into the hidden gems from the golden vinyl era, and he's also an expert on the great answer songs from back in the day. So let's go through these before we play that song. So here it is, Gordon Lightfoot, Don Quixote. And he usually plays with the same kind of grouping of people that are here. It's always Terry Clements playing along with him, and Red Shea. These were also many of these were produced by the great Lenny Waronker. I hope I'm saying that right. Classic. Here you guys have it. Sundown, Carefree Highway, one of my all-time favorite. The title track, Sundown. This is great. Here it is. Back Here on Earth. Wow. Pretty early. Here is The Summer Side of Life. Also, he features a picture here on the back of Richard Haynes on bass and his lead guitar player, Red Shea. That's pretty nice. Way to go, Gordon. If You Could Read My Mind, what a massive seller this was. Also, Lenny Waronker producing. Hope I'm saying that right. Here it is, Lightfoot. Wow, look at this early gem. Wow, this has got to be from sometime in the 60s at some point. Look at that. Did She Mention My Name? Lightfoot. What a great album cover. This is on the Liberty imprint. Looks like a reprint from 1980. This is interesting. I've got two of these. They're both called The Very Best of Gordon Lightfoot. Let's show you side by side. Very similar. Hope you can see that okay without the glare. Interesting. And then the song listings are Sort of similar in the back, but the song listings are different. They're both titled The Very Best of Gordon Lightfoot. This is Salute, Gordon Lightfoot. This comes out later on, probably in the early 80s, 1983. Wow. Wow, Dean Parks producing. Fabulous. Plenty more to go. Endless Wire. This is great. More Lenny producing. Shadows. I'm trying to read the backs of these while you guys look at the front. Wow, plenty. Prolific. Now I have a piece of drafting tape on here that says play. This is East of Midnight. I wonder which song on here I was really happy to play. I kind of put notes on here just to make sure I remind myself when I'm rifling through records if I want to play something. But I didn't really indicate. Maybe the whole album it said play, or that I reminded myself to play, or a song. Summertime Dream. This has, of course, the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald on it. I think I read one where, and Jim Gordon is actually drumming on this, ironically. I read once that he had to re-record that because he didn't have the rights to the song, and so the one that you might hear more commonly is a re-recording of the studio version. This is Dream Street Rose. Wow. Gordon Lightfoot, Cold on the Shoulder. What's on here? Rainy Day People. Okay, recorded in Toronto. More Terry Clements, more Red Shea, his usual suspects. Here it is, Gord's Gold. Say No More. You're going to own one. This is the one. Wow. Wow, it's got so many great songs on it. All right, let's get this going. So again, since I forgot, I'm going to read it again. Farewell to Annabel. Reminds me of a song by the band Alabama. It's got some polka. I'm getting a nice vibe from the feel of this song. Hope you guys like it.
When was the last time you wanted my love? How many nights did you cry your dreams to sleep? Why did you hide what you knew would not stay enough?
great song that is. So I'm going to go ahead and just sort of as a repeat put these back up here so we can, as I'm closing out the remarks here, you guys can see these one more time. Again, it also reminds me of the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. I love that kind of production style and the nice mixture. I think we heard a banjo in there and or a mandolin, and reminds me of Alabama. That great group. Wow, terrific. We could just do many episodes on the great Gordon Lightfoot. So one more time, this is a thank you for my good friend Radio Dave. He's in the process of digitizing his vinyl record collection, and I am the lucky recipient of once he digitizes his collection, he offloads them here to the Record Emporium. So this is how this works. This is what Curtis Collects Vinyl Records is all about. We talk about records. We usually stay sort of in a theme. I'll kind of riff on the collection, what I have, and it's mostly about the covers and listening to the song that I pick out. And I normally try to pick out a song that's not maybe a song that would be a more common song. I kind of like to dig a little bit deeper and maybe pull out a gem or a deep track and see if I like it too, and you guys can comment on that. So we'll make a couple more of these. If you're new to subscribing, thanks. I try to pump out a few of these each month, and I've had a couple of things going on that I've missed, so I'm sorry about that. Thanks for your patience out there. You guys have been great, and appreciate you guys listening and watching, and we'll make a few more of these. This was another edition of Curtis Collects Vinyl Records.